Hey everyone, welcome to the best U.S. Mint News channel on YouTube. I'm Stacker. Today's date is the 29th of April, 2025. And in this video, we have another confirmation of lowered mintages. That's right. You got to see it. Also, it begs the question, what's going to be next? Now, before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's a tremendous number. Not sure exactly how big it is, but it's ginormous. I just know it. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, over here to moneymetals.com. Wowzers. It looks like 2 are up and 3 are down, but mild, right? So gold is down 25.95 to 33.30. Wow, that's a lot of threes. Silver at 33.42, up 7 cents. And what's interesting about this, with all this up and down, gold's still at that 100 to 1 ratio with silver. So yeah, with all the action, with all the news up and down, it's still, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Platinum down $1.60 to 1,765. Palladium down $1.95 to 979.50, and Dr. Copper up a penny to 486. You're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.89. Remember, it was $6.39 forever, and then these were $39 and changed for almost ever, and now we're up to $40.30 for a quantity 1 through 39. The buyback, the sell to them, is $34.41. Whoops, look at that. It's $1 exactly. See that happen in real time, didn't you? Now, over here to the Google machine, I wanted to show you here gold. You look up gold, you look at news and the Google machine, and these stories are all over the place, not just in the hours, but in the words they use. And well, look at this. Gold prices drop as tariff concerns ease. U.S. data in focus. Gold slips. What happens when you slip? You fall, right? Gold price dips and slips. And look at this. Gold rebounds as bargain hunting kicks in. Yeah, 33.30. Bargain hunting, right? Will gold hit $4,000 per ounce in 2025? Experts weigh in. I don't know, man, about you, but these experts, do they really know? Because look at this. Look at this. China's gold investing jumps as COMEX specs cut bullish bets in half. Wait, what? China's gold investing jumps? I thought we were talking about how China was backing off on buying gold, and there wasn't any gold, and they were buying silver, and then there was ETFs, right? So really, I mean, can you really believe anything that you see on this website or any website or any of these news sites? Because it just seems to me that, well, they're all over the map. Look at this. Gold price forecast updates. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author makes surprising silver gold price forecast. What do you think he said? Look at this. Times of India gold price prediction. What's gold rate outlook for April 28, 2025? Should you buy? Gold price outlook. Gold continues to see choppiness. Oceans and rough seas, right? Choppiness. Gold price forecast. Bounce back. Comfortable above $3,300 16 hours ago. Yeah. Look at this. Could gold's run be over? Silver is about to. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? So they got to get likes. They got to get clicks, right? And I do too, right? Let's keep on keeping on. I've yammered way too long on that one. So here we are at the United States Mint's product schedule. And I looked here at the limited edition 2025 silver proof set. And wouldn't it be cool? Yeah, if we had a silver nickel in there, like the old school ones, those war nickels, right? 35% silver with a big old hunkin' chunkin' mint mark right above Monticello. That'd be really cool, right? Like a little throwback. But yeah, you got to see this. I looked at it. I'm like, what? Now you can see this is 2025. You got the Ida Wells, the all the the low quarter, Vera Rubin, okay, Milburn, and you've got Gibson. But look at this. The product limit on this bad boy is 40,000. What? Yeah, 40,000. They've cut it by 20%. Typically, we'll see a mintage or a product limit, a stated product limit of 50,000. I know because, well, look at that. There we go. 2024 says 50,000. And let's go over here to coinnews.net. There's an article by Mike Unser dated April 24, 2025. Let me show you something here, folks. I really believe the United States Mint is right-sizing their sales to their product limits to their sales. Typically, look at this. In 2020, we saw sales of 50,061. Yeah, they had a stated product limit of 50,000. Sometimes they go over, but generally speaking, they are under. And that's the way it goes, right? And that's okay. But it's when they go under that's the problem. Look at 2023, for example. They sold 16 of those bad boys last week. That's 32 every 2 weeks, 64 every month. And how many, if they're selling 64 a month, multiply that by 12, you're getting what, almost 700? $700, okay, per year, and you got to get up to 50,000. I don't think that's going to work out too well. Those are going to be collecting dust for years. And, I would expect the United States Mint to have a yard sale soon. I really do. With all this extra product sitting on the shelves, they're not going to be, look, they are definitely, and think about it like this, this product here, they had to move it from Memphis to Texas, right? All that stuff. That had to cost some money too, I would imagine. So yeah, but listen, it gets more interesting than that. So I think the limited edition silverproof set could easily be at 40,000, right? Like they moved it to, but really more realistically, maybe 30 would probably be best. All right. And that, imagine what the demand would create for that kind of action. I mean, that's really reduced, but really, the price, look at the price. It's going to be what? The current one is $255. Yeah. That's pretty tough, folks. I mean, let's face it. And yesterday I did a video about how Miss Ventress Gibson, right here, I put outrageous price hikes and super high mintages. Ventress Gibson may have just saved the U.S. Mint, and there's a laughy face and a yawn face, and then hey, well, let's look at this a little more curious, and then a little face on there that's all blown away because, this might have been a backhanded compliment to the United States Mint, former Mint Director, Miss Ventress Gibson, because if it weren't for her making these prices outrageous and increasing these mintages beyond what consumer demand was, well, we would not see this particular 50,000 go to a 40,000. Okay. So I think that we can thank her and indirectly for, well, making these limits happen. I mean, this is just incredible. And will it create demand at that price? I don't know, but definitely the product limit has been cut by 20%. But that's not all, folks. Look at this. I want to show you this. All right. This is the Morgan Silver Dollar Proofs coin subscription. These are out of San Francisco, California. Will these be the last Morgans from San Francisco? I don't know. But look at this. Now, the product limit on this bad boy is 300,000. All right. The piece, the other one, the uncirculated, right? That was the proof, 300,000. The uncirculated is 275,000. All right. Same for the piece dollar, 300 for the proof and 275 for the uncirculated. And I have it here for the 2025 subscriptions. All right. Thing is, I don't believe that these are going to hold. Why, you might ask? Well, check this out. This is not it. This is it. All right. I'm going to go back to the top. And the reason why it's not going to hold is because if we look at the sales for the Morgan and Peace silver dollars from, 2024, we're standing at about 150,000, 172,119 is the high water mark. And they sell about 500, 600 per month. That's not going to cut it. So what I think the United States Mint's going to do, and with Christy McNally, she's going to cut this production probably in half. And now, folks, if you didn't just, listen, if you didn't just get chicken skin right now, mintages don't matter. I would think that we're going to see a reduction again, because if you don't recall, we had already seen a reduction in the Morgan, I believe uncirculated coins for 2024. The Mint went gonzo in 2023 with those mintages, and then they went, whoa, we made too many, and they're doing that again. They're making way too many. 275 is not realistic, and I do believe that we're going to have to see those go way down. Look at this, 163,000 for a 2024 Philadelphia struck Morgan silver dollar. I'm telling you, folks, I think that's what's going to go down. I just got a weird feeling about this, only because what we've seen already before. 40,000 here. We're also looking at the not the limited edition silverproof set, but the silverproof set at 185,002, right? Makes you wonder what's going on. Well, they're right-sizing their sales to meet the product demand. They're right-sizing the product limits to meet consumer demand. There it is. I said it. And I said it right, I think. Now let's go to the plus ones. Bingo. This is Proverb 9, 7, and 8. It says here, but one who chastises the scoffer acquires shame for himself, and he who rebukes the wicked acquires a blemish. Do not rebuke a scoffer, lest he hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. That is, what is that even? A scoffer? What is a scoffer even? Well, I had to look it up because I was like, what in the wide world of sports is a scoffer? And that's somebody who just, they're kind of sarcastic, And they're kind of, well, they don't make things very easy for anybody, right? It's just, I can't even wrap my head around it. Let me look it up. I'm telling you, it's not the easiest thing in the whole wide world to figure out all this, what this says. Scoffer is someone who mocks, ridicules, or shows contempt for something or someone, often expressing disbelief or scorn. Scoffer is a person who expresses derision or mockery, often with scorn or contempt. They typically scoff at things they disagree with, often rejecting or dismissing them with disdain. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, that sucks. Or, oh, that's just a bunch of BS. Wow, okay, good talk. All right, that's the scoffer. And it says, now, I had to wrap my head around that because I forgot what that meant. But anyway, this is what I think it means. Well, it's proper to teach the unschooled. Teaching the wicked, that scoffer, and those who ridicule those who follow the Lord is worse than futile. And I know what futile means. Pointless, wasting time. Yeah. Now, speaking of wasting time, let's keep on keeping on. Yeah. All right. This is The Cure of Forest, and it's the instrumental version. It's really cool. I hope you like it as much as I do. I really like it. Now, with that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. Now, I got to tell you, folks, something really wonderful is coming to the store. Our friend Mickey Minsky's working on something that you won't even believe. And I just got to hype it up and leave it at that. You won't even believe it. And it's going to come soon. I think by the end of the week, we'll have it up. But boy, oh boy, you guys are going to be stoked. Our friend Mickey Minsky, and please don't take it the wrong way, and think bad of him. But he's amazing, okay? And I want to kind of thank him for all he's done. And if you've seen him on his eBay store, you'll know that he is actually the one who's raising the bar for eBay sellers. He is one of the ones who has the beautifully, I guess, the images and on eBay for the photographs. They're stunning, folks. And everybody else, all these other sellers, are just chasing him because he is setting the bar. He's really incredible. And those are going to be out very soon, I promise. Stacker out.